At 65, that's my holiday look. Most of my occasions now are casual, maybe a little special for holiday, but technically we don't get over the top like we used to. I don't know about you, but back in the day, in my 20s, 30s, or even 40s, but often we dressed up for the holidays. Or maybe with my jobs, especially in cosmetics, we would have lots of events where we get really ritzed up. It's a lot of fun. I just put on my Paw Paw eye and lip balm. Highly recommend if you want a little prep for your concealer that keeps it from looking crepey. And then my pumpkin seed oil that, if you know me, you know that's what I use to get radiance. It also has a lot of other anti-aging benefits. The Honeybee Gardens eye pencil has worked very nicely for me. I try to choose products that are as very inexpensive as possible, and I don't overdo it on my brows. They're very thin. I over tweezed when I was a young girl. They never grew back in. I will say, if you use the serums to help them grow back, they do work. They've worked for me in the past. However, the price and upkeep, I just decided I'm going to put a little eye pencil in and let it go. It's not worth it for me. But if that's something you're interested in, they do work. You see how I check the length of my eyebrows? I don't want them too short. If you keep it at that angle, you kind of check it, it helps frame the eye a little bit better. I also don't go overboard on my eyebrows because I think I've noticed when I see older women, it seems like they go too heavy on their brow often. This is a NYX Vivid Rich Eye Pencil. They're very nice. I usually talk about Revant eye pencils because I know they're made for mature eyes and they're 24 hours. Great wear, easy to go on. These are when you want a little bit more of an intense color. Maybe you're, pretty comfortable working with something that's a little richer. The Revant eye pencils are very easy to handle. This one isn't hard, it's not messy, but it is more of an intense color. So I'm working it right into the lash line. And then, because I wanted a little extra emphasis, I really put some above the lashes. See how I'm making a little darker right there? And trying to make sure that I go up a tad. Now, with my eyes, as you can see, right about where my fingers are, right above there, there's like little lumps there. And even below my eyes, the puffiness all around there. It's not exactly puffiness. It's fatty, what am I trying to say? Deposits. So short of surgery, I just have to deal with those. So now after I line my eyes and my brows, I put on a little Rimmel. It's a multitasker for a little bit of radiance. Thank you to a viewer who told me about that. It's nice when you want just a little extra glow. I get most of my radiance, in my opinion, most days from the pumpkin seed oil. But you can see the gleam, a little extra gleam. NYX Serum Concealer. For me, it's tried and true. I warm it up in my fingertips, press it in. I let the heat of my fingertips kind of melt it in a little bit. That's how I apply my foundation, concealer. If you have not tried that, try it, ladies. I know if you have a really good expensive foundation brush, or you may prefer to do it that way. For me, even though I have a really good brush, I get the better coverage when I use my fingertips. I also have a little better control. So today we're going to a family gathering. There'll be probably around 100 people on my husband's side of the family. Half of which I would say are German Baptist, and the women do not wear makeup. They wear their head coverings and the long dresses and tiny prints, nothing flamboyant. The wonderful thing is, even though half the family is still German Baptist, the other that come, it seems like we're all Christians, and there's a dedication of prayer. We all gather in this really, really big barn, and it's decorated for the holiday. And then they have these blow up, fun blow up. I can't think what that's called, where the kids get in and jump around the bounce houses. Everybody brings a couple dishes. This year I brought corn pudding, and I'd never had it before until this year. I saw that that's an old-fashioned recipe. I saw that on a YouTube video, and it's an old recipe that had gone by the wayside. And I thought, oh, that sounds good, and it did go over very well. A couple times I've served it, and then I took a cheese ball. When I grew up at the holidays, you always had a chipped beef cheese ball, cream cheese, with the dried beef, Worcestershire, and green onions, and so I took one of those. Now, when I use my fingertips, I don't need lots and lots of blending. You can see taking a little sponge around just to be sure in a 10 times magnifying mirror that's lighted is essential for me, just to be sure. That makeup brush, eyeshadow brush I've had forever and a day. I believe it's Lancome. I used to work for them, and I had a really nice set. So I'm going to use that glistening, rosy, it's like a rosy brown, medium to light shade, lashes up to about to the orbital bone. Now, because of the puffiness and the fatty deposits there in my eyes, it's really difficult to put on eyeshadow like I used to. Oh boy, did I ever used to have fun doing my eyes dramatically. So you'll see, it takes me quite a bit of blending to get this look to go in right for me at this age. Things are just a little bit different. Do you find that? I think I'm always in a hurry. I don't really love to spend a lot of time on my makeup. Now, this look had to be done in about 15 minutes because I waited till the last minute. I was busy cooking, walking the dog. I don't know, probably sipping coffee and goofing around the house. And all of a sudden I realized, oh, well, you got to get a shower and go. So I don't spend a great deal of time even when I'm getting ready for something special. 20 minutes as far as like makeup and the last minute hair fluff is usually would be my max. How much time do you spend on your makeup? Do you even pay attention? Do you enjoy it? Are you like me? You just always rush, rush, rush? Sometimes when I watch these, I think, oh, it looks so horrible. But by the time it's all blended out, typically looks quite nice. I was going to wear this gray pullover sweater. I have on gray slacks with the red. Oh, I wanted to tell you that the ladies, at the family gathering, the German Baptist women, they treat me just, we treat each other just like we don't have any differences of opinion or style. They are so loving. It's such a beautiful family. It's wonderful to gather together with other believers and celebrate the season. What are you doing this holiday? Do you have anything special? Have you played with your makeup like this lately? So for me, I hadn't done this type of a look for quite a while. Next week, we're going out to a really, really high-end restaurant because we were given a gift card when my husband retired. He got a few. And when I say expensive, oh my goodness. And so I think we're going to go with his sister and my brother-in-law, the four of us. And I was thinking about how, when I was younger, I would have absolutely worn a dress. Something glitzy, something that I purchased just for the holidays. High heels, the whole works. New earrings, jewelry, everything. Oh, manicure, pedicure. Now, I just really don't do that anymore. My lifestyle truly doesn't call for that now. Once in a while I get a dress. I do have a dress that I could potentially wear, but I think we'll probably just go in slacks. See how much blending that takes? It takes quite a long time, I think. To me, that's a lot of work just for eyeshadow. So if you look at the different steps I took, I guess I digressed while I was doing this, but the last thing I do after I add that deepest shade is I pat it on a light frosty color right above the iris. Most of the color went right above the iris on the lid, and then I just blended it into the corners, just slightly. When you do your very, very darkest shade at the outer edge of your eye, basically what I do is a V. I come in towards the lashes and then back out at the edge of the eye and then back into a V shape at right below the orbital bone. And you could use a black shadow for that matter. You almost can't go too dark as long as you blend. Then, unlike, I don't usually do this, but I did take that brown shadow on a medium-sized brush and I ran it under my lashes. Every time I do the eyelash curler, I think of you all, and I wonder if it's kind of gross to watch somebody do that. That's why I often look at the mirror while I'm doing it. Looking at the clock. Okay, a little tip with mascara. See how I'm using the tip of the wand? Chin up, eyes down in the mirror, tip of the wand back and forth on the ends of your lashes. That deposits a lot of mascara on there. Then you take your wand back and forth and up, back and forth and up. See that little slight back and forth and up? Then because I have a few lashes that go wherever they want, this way and that, I reach in and kind of work with those. Back and forth on the tips. That deposits a lot of mascara. And then that's back and forth motion really helps get in there and get those lashes up. My lashes are super straight, fine. I started to put on a red lip liner and quickly realized it was too orangey. I took it off. I'm going ahead and putting on my blush, the Catrice Cream. It comes in a cream and a powder. And I wear it very high now, my blush. So, since I didn't have the right shade of red, I'm going with the glossiest bronze color that I had. And that's about it. Let's see here what else I do. I think we're going to do a little hair fluffing. And that's about it on the makeup. Oh, no, there I go. I said, oh, how about just a little bit more of that liner? When your lips are really, really soft like that, if for your best look, play those eyes up more. And typically, really, the red lip, if I was going to wear a red lip and it's a daytime event, I would have put that bronze over the red to tone it down. Oh, I love this hairspray and that vent brush. That volume lift hairspray, watch how crazy this looks. But when you have fine, flat hair like I do, it takes a good haircut and then a few little tricks of the trade like that. There we go. Recently heard that a really far over side part is in style, and I thought, hey. So I decided to give it a try this day. I went way over there. It's time for a haircut. I need those little bangs worked in there again. Ladies, I'm going to close in prayer for you to have beautiful holidays. I want to bless you. And I ask you, Lord, please be with these ladies as they plan their holidays. Help us to enjoy our families and to have a little bit of fun if we can during this holiday, but always to keep you as our focus. I ask you to heal them, heal their families, and be with us all through this season. We love you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.